Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into Real Life, Real Talk. This is Summer.
This is Dee.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Kayla.
And today we decided a good topic would be to talk about the busyness of life and all of the joy and the hardship that comes along with that, because let's face it, there is a lot. And I think a lot of us are in a very busy season and there's a lot of struggle that comes with it.
Totally. There is. I guess we could just jump right into it and go. Some things that I have been thinking about as we were planning for this was just like the fact that society teaches us that busyness is the goal. Like if you're busy, you're doing well. Like you're successful if you're busy. And I feel like that's kind of a lie that society teaches us. And I don't know if you guys have any thoughts to share on that, but
I very much agree. I feel often that if someone asks you how your weekend was and you don't give them the things that you accomplished or got done, there's almost like guilt that you feel in that for just saying, yeah, no, it was great. I actually, made some food and hung out and I didn't really do much. Like we need to slow down and do those things because that's what recharges us.
Yeah. And then, kind of back to what Kayla was saying, right? Society sees it as like that's what the success is constantly being busy. And even though I feel like, of course, there's a time and place for that, we've almost like idolized the like word grind, right? And hustle. And they've always kind of cringed me out, to be honest, because it's like, I don't want to grind. Like, I want to live an easy, peaceful life. And it's not always going to be like that, of course. But I think that the way that society has viewed it has made people almost attach their identity and their self-worth to being busy. And if you're not busy, then it's almost like you're not good enough.
right, yeah.
But then, like, if you get over busy and, like you said, Summer, over the weekends, like, you're telling people all the things that you've accomplished, but your weekends are also to take your Sabbath day, to take your rest. Like, it's so important to get the rest that you need so that you can keep doing things during the week, because weeks are going to be busy either way. So as long as you're taking the time to get the rest that you need, you can actually accomplish those things that you need to during the week.
Yeah, for sure. It's you're way further ahead to just take a day to relax and do the things that fill you up. And that looks so different for everyone. Like for me, for instance, I do like relaxing. I do like watching a show or whatever, but I also really like being in nature and like being creative and cooking, whereas other people could think, I don't want to spend my time like in the kitchen. What do you guys like to do to recharge?
Yeah, I agree. I think like cooking is a big one. Being outside for me and just like doing the things that you actually enjoy doing. Like even if that's something active or something that might seem like busyness to someone else. Like for me, I love playing pickleball and like that's something that I have to go and do, but I enjoy it so much and it recharges me that it's not like it's for me that's like my rest time kind of, because I enjoy it and it fills me up.
Yeah. And I mean, I was raised surrounded by music. I've taken piano lessons for most of my life, and just generally listening to music and also playing music always kind of recenters, if you want, or just calms my nervous system and gets things back on track. And it just creates so much peace for me that I love to do it when I'm stressed or just need some time to process.
Yeah, I would agree with the cooking. I think for me, it's like cooking healthy meals and meal prepping. For sure, working out. And I know a lot of people would see that as kind of like that grind.
Right, yeah.
Right? But for me, it's like, it just makes me feel so good. And when life is really busy, it's hard to work out.
You have to be so intentional.
You do have to be really intentional. So it's like whenever there's time, it's like spend it doing those things. Cook healthy food, take care of your body, take care of your health. And obviously another big one is getting closer to God, like reading the word, and not just like reading it to read it, but reading it and understanding. And I think that's those are two totally different things. So I would say for sure that is one of the things that I tend to go to is the Bible for sure, and God, and just learning more about him and what it means to be in relationship with him. And
I think, sorry, I'm going to cut you off
okay.
there.
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
to go along with that, that can be a part of like the overwhelming busyness. Like you feel like you're so busy, you don't have time to like read the Bible or, you know, sit for an hour and pray or whatever it is. But like just taking the time to do what you actually can do. Like you don't need to be doing, you know, a 2-hour prayer session if that doesn't work with your schedule right now. And like God's not going to judge you for doing a 15-minute prayer that day. Like I think just like actually doing what you can is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, working it in where it fits. Like if you have a super busy day, you know, maybe starting it just simply reading like one verse or even just the verses that you have memorized, like saying those out loud or saying them in your head. It's gonna make a difference versus not connecting with God whatsoever.
And yeah, another thing to that is, you know, finding gratitude. Like we talked about this last episode, but it's like when I'm cooking healthy meals, like just finding so much gratitude to God that I get to be in this position to like be able to afford this healthy food and be able to have this time to cook myself healthy food. And so I guess another part of that would be just bringing him along in all things, even on the rest days, and even more importantly on the rest days, at least for me, I would say.
Busyness often puts you in flight or fight and just deregulates your nervous system, I find. And just those simple things like cooking, lighting a candle while you make a meal, or listening to music in the shower, just any little way to romanticize your life. Sometimes I forget that I actually have the ability to do that, and I don't need to just stress through everything and get all these things done. It's like I can still get them done and enjoy it and work it into my schedule. And I notice such a difference. Like it's much more enjoyable. And it's like, what are you rushing for? Like, what is the goal? You know, like it's still the list is still gonna be there. So why are you stressing yourself out about it?
Right. Okay, I have a question for you guys. So as we were kind of brainstorming for this podcast episode, there was a stat that I had come by, and it was taken off of the Government of Canada website. And it says generalized anxiety disorder has doubled since 2012 in young women aged 15 to 24. What do you think some of the biggest reasons for that is?
That's a great question. Off the top of my head, I would definitely say social media, and just so much stimulation everywhere. So many different things in your head, like you should be doing this, you're not doing enough of this, you should be here, whatever, like not being in the moment. I would imagine food too. Overly processed food that can play a role into anxiety. I have firsthand experience. I was doing carnivore for 2 weeks and the brain fog was completely gone. The anxiety was completely gone. I could just think straight in my own mind, which was phenomenal. I'm sure there's more, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Just like the overstimulus of everything, like there's just so much going on, and like so many things, like especially with social media, like you hear about so many different things, and I feel like our brains weren't really meant to know that much. Like you're just supposed to know the simple stuff, especially as a kid or like a young teen or a teenager or whatever. Like you're not supposed to know all of the stuff that we know in the world. And I feel like that kind of does something to your brain that it probably shouldn't.
For sure. You're seeing people's highlight reels of the best moments, and you're comparing it and you're thinking, why isn't my life like that?
You're right.
It's not realistic.
Yeah,
you don't see the horrible days.
Yeah, and you're seeing all the activities that people are doing online, and so you're thinking, oh, I have to do activities, I have to fill my time. But like most likely these people who are posting online are actually having downtime, and it's not always go, go, go. But that's all we see is the activities that they're doing.
Yeah.
So that can influence us into, oh, we have to do activities all the time so that we look like them.
Yeah.
You know, something that I was thinking, totally opposite of what you guys are thinking, but, you know, just kind of the way our world is going right now, especially us living in Canada. You know, things are much different than they were even 15 years ago, and it's not easy to be a young adult living in this country with the prices and just knowing kind of where it's going. And I feel like there's a lot of fear in that. A lot of fear in that.
It's heavy.
It's heavy because it's like, how do you make it as a young person in this country?
There's like no hope, it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like, what is our future? Honestly?
Right. And then that automatically makes somebody think, okay, well, and I guess this would be some of my own mindset as well, is now I need to work even harder because I need to get out of here. So now I'm in this busyness where it's like I feel like I don't have an option then to work as hard as I can so that I actually can create a future for myself that's sustainable and one that I can afford and enjoy, and, you know, all those things.
Yeah, I feel like that definitely adds to it. Just like the feeling like you can't make anything of yourself anymore, really.
It's like, going to bed at night, you know, when you know that you every day you give it your all, and it's like, I really hope this is doing something for my future. Like, I really do. And it is, but it when you look at the state of our world, of our country, it does feel very heavy, and it's like, man, I feel like I'm just kind of floating and not positive if I'm making any headway. I hope so, but but at the same time, I truly believe that we are all here at this time, and I think that we're here for a reason, for sure. And yeah, I think things are going to come to light, and there's definitely a lot of hope, but yeah, we're here for a reason, and there's going to be good that comes out of this.
Yeah, I think knowing what we know, and like just feeling like we can be super intentional in, you know, how we live life.
Yeah, and it makes us get creative. It's like, okay, well, groceries are like crazy, so maybe let's go back to the basics, and let's, you know, go hunting, let's preserve food, grow food. Like, that's to me, that's very exciting to think that, like, okay, well, what can I make at home? How can I do this for more affordably? And it's fun because it's better for you too, and you're getting back to the basics, which I really think, like, busyness, the basics, just the simplicity of life, like the small things, that is what matters. Like, those are the things you remember.
Yeah, I think it's really important to remember that, like, even in your busyness, to just like remember the simple things and like enjoy the little details of your life.
I think too, like, I always envision this when I'm an old woman on my porch having coffee in my rocking chair. You know, I want to look back at my life and just have obviously good memories, but I think those small things, like, there's for sure always seasons of busyness and lots of stuff going on, but those, when you slow down and you set aside time to actually be present and in the moment, those are the things that you're going to remember. And people around you too, they're going to just be so appreciative that you were 100% present.
And to find those people that you appreciate and love spending time with, and that helps with calming the craziness in the busy seasons, because, like, I know I've longed for years for good friendships that I enjoy and can spend time with girls like yourselves, and it's such a blessing now. And I mean, having friends, it fills your time, but if you look back, I longed for that for so many years, So it's a blessing now to have my busy schedule with you guys.
Aww.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, well, this is what I wanted all along.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I
why
prayed
should
for
I-
this
yeah.
for so long.
why should I be thinking, oh my goodness, I'm stressed out, it's so busy? This is a blessing to have these people around me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
It's
good.
very true.
And you know, they're like, I still look back on years of my life and think like, why were you so anxious? Like, why couldn't you just enjoy life a little bit more? You know, all those things that the busyness of life that you got caught up in, it was going to happen anyways. Like, you could have went through it in a more simplified way, but you didn't. You kind of went through it. And granted, I didn't have God then, so it makes more sense why it was a little bit more crazy. But it's like, you know, those things we need to learn from. And going forward, not do that anymore. And you know, one thing I will say is, one thing that has really, really helped me just kind of get through the season of being really incredibly busy, if I don't put God first in the morning, like if I don't make him that solid foundation to build on right away, then I really get caught up in that busyness. But with him, if I put him first, and it doesn't have to be long, like Kayla said, it doesn't have to be a long prayer, but even just say, good morning, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for you, you know, and Lord, I also ask for this today. And a lot of times what I'm asking for will be like, I need your help today. I need your help to give me grace and give me mercy and give me ease through everything that I'm doing. And he will every single time. But if I don't, then again, I'm doing it for my own understanding, for my own will. And it's like,
Yeah. I think when I wake up, I notice the difference 1000% if I am open my Bible, and whether it's reading just one verse or reading for 15 minutes versus opening my phone and going on Facebook first thing. Like I just notice the days, how it sets my day up, and I'm very aware of it. And so it's like, don't do that to yourself. Another thing that I really find so therapeutic is walking in the morning. Research has found that walking, especially outdoors, can improve creative thinking compared to sitting still. And many people solve problems more easily while walking because their brain isn't locked into intense, narrow focus. So that's very beneficial to kind of, you know, get you out of all the crazy busyness and just into nature and connected to God. That's where I find most connection with God.
Yeah, I know. I've been walking to work most days, actually for the past several months. And although it takes more time to get to work, it's a calming, like, you get to see the amazing view, the amazing valley that we live in. And luckily for me, the weather's been nice that I can walk. But it just creates so much peace at the beginning of the day. And then even at the end of the day, it's just like, you're stressed from the day. Most likely it was a busy day at work. But then you can walk home and, again, appreciate what's around you and just decompress.
Yeah, the birds chirping. I've loved that lately. It's so beautiful in the morning.
Yeah, and I know it's like, it's really easy to talk about all these things and like, you're like, oh yeah, we can go for walks and cook and do all these things, but sometimes you just like, you're in your busyness and you're like, I honestly don't have time for that. Put it in your schedule to put, like, you know, like, even if it's an hour, so you're like, no, this is in my schedule, I have to do this for myself. And like, because if it's in your schedule, then you're more likely to actually do it. Like, it's as important as any appointment that you have that day. Like, you need that time for yourself or like with your family or whoever you're doing it with, but put it in your schedule. Yeah, because it can help.
Yeah, for sure. And I think taking that time, you know, to spend with God and just recharge your battery also is so beneficial for everyone around you too, because then you have more energy to pour into others. And when we're I think everyone, like, they love helping others and doing, you know, whatever they can to make other people's lives easier and be of assistance wherever they can. And that's also another thing when you're busy. I think that's a really great thing to do is help others where you can.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I know that always brings me joy and fills me up too. It's like, even if I just bring someone a coffee or something, just like feels like you're doing something good. You know?
You're intentional, and it's like, wow, this person actually took 5 minutes of their day or 10 minutes of their day to go bring me a coffee. Like, that's very, sometimes that can just make people's week or their month or their year. Like, you have no idea. So though
I think one thing I'm getting out of like just kind of hearing you two talk is, you know, rest isn't always like, don't go and lay in bed and just scroll on your phone. Like, that's not what real rest is. And I think we have this idea that that's kind of what it looks like, right? It's just kind of sitting around doing nothing. But that really does lead to just hopelessness and helplessness and depression. And I'm sure so many people can resonate with that. But it's about really, truly finding those things. And they don't have to be big things, but like, what sets your soul on fire? Like, what actually makes you feel so good that you want to just keep going back to it? And like Kayla said, it doesn't have to be a long period of time. But one thing I often think about is, you know, we have this almighty God who rested on the seventh day. God didn't need to rest on the seventh day, but he did that to show us how important it is to rest. And I think about that often because I think another thing about this that's big for a lot of people, the shame and guilt that come with trying to rest and not be in this grind culture and the busyness of life. And it's like, but that's not what God wants for us. And in fact, we just become burnt out. And I know for myself, I become very anxious and feeling hopeless and helpless. And then at that time, it's like, now I don't really want to talk to God. Now I don't want to pray. Now I don't even have the energy to do that. And so he shows us, he gives us that example for a reason. And it's very, very important that we, you know, say no to a lot of the worldly patterns, say no, and really focus on what is the truth in this situation.
Yeah, and prioritizing things too. Like, is this really worth stressing over, you know? Like, like, what actually truly matters? What is gonna matter tomorrow? Like, why am I spending my time, you know, stressing about this? Maybe I don't even need to do this thing. Maybe I can just let this go and check this off my list, and that's not actually bringing me closer to where I want to go and what I want to accomplish. So that can also be really helpful, is kind of reevaluating or writing down on a piece of paper, like, okay, where am I and where do I want to go? Okay, are these things bringing me closer to where I want to go? No? Okay, well then why am I even worried about it? Like, just get that off of your workload and don't get that off your list.
And as a people pleaser, it's okay to say no to those things sometimes too. Like, sometimes you have that like, oh, I can't say no, like, I'm gonna let this person down, or, you know, like, you feel like you have to do it all and like make everybody happy, but you can say no, it's okay.
And like you said, I know we were talking about this earlier, Kayla, but it's like that boundary, like, I can also say no with myself.
Yes,
that's a big one for a lot of us too. Like, for sure, no with other people, but like, I need to be able to tell myself no as well and feel okay with telling myself no and not feel shame and guilt because of it.
Yeah. And this verse that I actually have here kind of goes along with what Summer was just saying. It's 2 Corinthians 4:18. It says, so we don't look at the troubles we can see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on the things that we cannot see. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever.
That's good. Yeah, mic drop.
This is a really good reminder. Like, the stuff we worry about now isn't gonna be here forever. Like, really focus on what will last and what is going.
For sure.
I guess it also did kind of remind me of the piece of scripture, Psalms 23:4, and it says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And that's just so good. So good, because it's like, man, there's so many things in life. The busyness is a hard season to live in, and you know what, sometimes we do have to go through it. Sometimes we can't say no. Sometimes we just have to do it, you know. It's not like we can I mean, it's important to take rest every day. I will say that, but it's not always possible to do with ease and comfort. That's for sure. But it's like, but with God,
Yeah.
he will give you rest.
Yeah.
And in fact, the Bible says, fear not 365 times
Mm-hmm.
every day of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
It's just like every day, you know.
Fear not.
Fear not.
Yeah. And I think too, like, you know, knowing that God knows, you know, the plans, like he has the plans for your life and knows everything that's going to happen. It's kind of nice to just, you know, when you're working so hard, like we were talking about before, and not sure if you're making headway or not,
Mhm.
you know, you're going forwards or backwards, but it's like God knows, like I'm not here for no reason. I'm here for a reason, and he has a plan for me. And I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I am working towards that plan. And if you're listening to him and, living in accordance to his will for your life, then you're for sure making headway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so another question for you guys then. With kind of everything we've talked about today, I know we've given some examples, but I feel like we can go a little bit more in depth about that. What would you guys say? Things that you do to make the busyness in your life a little less chaotic?
I mean, yeah, we kind of talked about it already a little bit, but I don't know. For me, the biggest thing is just like recognizing the little pieces of joy throughout your day. And like, I don't know, because you can get sucked into just being so busy and everything is just overwhelming, and you're just like, I just got to get through the day and just and then it will be fine at the end of the day. But like, to find the little things throughout the day that you can be grateful for and like find joy in, like, even if you're like walking to the bank to, I don't know, whatever you're doing, just be like, oh, there's a pretty leaf, or there's a butterfly that flew by, like, oh, thanks God for showing me this butterfly, you know. That just like makes your day not so like, let's just get through the day and then it'll be fine, but like, you know, seeing those little things.
For me, there's many little things throughout the day that I just am so immensely grateful for, and there's just so much beauty, like when I pour a cup of coffee and I do latte art and it's hot and steaming and it just smells wonderful. Like I love that. There's so many other things, but I think I love every night when you know that you've put in a full day and you shower and you get into your comfy pajamas and have a cup of tea or whatever, and you just lay down in bed and it's like, oh, like this is the best. Like now is my time to, because I don't like to go to sleep right away. Like I just love it. Like whether I'm reading or watching a show, or I love journaling too, but like that feeling at the end of the day, it's like I've accomplished what I set out to do, and now this is my time to relax. That's like kind of my recharge before I go to sleep. I can't just go to sleep because I love that time.
Yeah, I really appreciated just walking to and from work, and then like doing evening walks, and then like walking with somebody and having a genuine conversation, and it just, you can decompress by sharing what your day has been like with this other person, but also you're outside and appreciating nature. And then also I like to take some time in the morning just kind of by myself and just do whatever I need to do, and it's just peaceful and quiet because nobody else is awake or anything like that. So I enjoyed that time in the morning as well.
Yeah, that's good. I would say one thing I've been trying to pay attention to more so is embracing single tasking, and I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. So, and this happens all throughout the day. I'm just giving you one example here, but I will like wake up, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to make myself a matcha. Oh, but then I have this email. Oh, but then this client. Oh, but then I have this. Oh, but that. And it's like, dude, make your matcha right now. Like just like focus on your matcha and just make the matcha. then go and sit down and read your Bible or do whatever is on your to-do list that morning. But trying to really see all situations that way, because I feel like in the middle of work with clients and stuff, I tend to get a little bit overwhelmed about all these other things that I have to do at the end of the day. But it's about recognizing that, like, the first piece is awareness, and then kind of like Summer talks about a lot, you know, bring it back to the present moment, like being in the here and now, and really prioritizing each task separately rather than trying to do it all at once, because multitasking, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's so beneficial, and even like the science of it, like just simply when I make breakfast, you know, I every morning, because it's been so nice out, I go out on my lawn and just sit on the grass and I eat my breakfast and I listen to the birds chirp. And I feel like I could be doing a million different things while eating my breakfast, but like science says that you digest your food so much better if you are eating slowly and you are just single tasking, like you're just focused on that. Your digestion, like, it's much better. So it's like kind of transfers into everything we should be. I mean, realistically, you kind of have to multitask at life, a lot of things, but where you can, single tasking is very important and beneficial. And sometimes you're going backwards when I often at work, if I make too many pies at once, oh man, the kitchen's on fire.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I feel like your efficiency, you're not as efficient as you could be trying to do everything at once.
Yeah.
And you're forgetting
backwards.
things, you're not doing it good enough, and then so it's like I just actually wasted time doing that rather than doing one job really good and then moving on to the next thing. And also, like Kayla, you know, said the gratitude and all of that, like that's such a big piece of it.
I have a question because I'm curious. Sometimes on the weekend when I have a day off, I feel very stressed because I'm like, oh, I have all this time and I have so much to do. Whereas when I go to work, I just go to work and then I know that I need to do these things, but it's like the whole day and this big list. Do you guys ever feel overwhelmed by a day off?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like I have a mile-long list of all the things I need to do around the house.
Yeah, like it's like worse on my days off. I feel like I'm more calm on my working days.
Yeah, I often feel that. It's like, okay, well, there's structure and I know, but like now I have to create my own structure. And you just gave me way too many options.
Yeah.
And decision fatigue is a real thing. Like, man, and I think that there's something to it, like women's brains too. I mean, I'm sure there are men that get overstimulated and just so many different decisions to make, but I often, talking to women, I think that our minds are just going a million miles per second, and it's like, I just wish that it was steady, and you know, but it's all over the place.
And it's like, well, think about how hormonal we are. Like, it's every week our body is going through these drastic hormonal changes, and a guy's not really experiencing that. So it makes sense to me. But you know, one thing you said, Summer, when you were talking about diet, because I agree with that. When I was doing full carnivore, it was like that overwhelm, and the way that my thoughts race, it was gone. Like the anxiety, all of it was just completely gone. It's like when I was not eating heavy carbs.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of had that realization. I was driving to work or home from work, and I was like, whoa, I'm just driving home and I'm not even stressed about you know, having to make dinner and do my laundry and pack and all this other stuff. Like, I'm just like actually just in the moment, just like driving and appreciating this drive in the sunset or the sun right now. Like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool to think about. And I know obviously that's an extreme diet, like that's not an easy way to go, but it does show how important diet is for our mental health, for sure.
Yeah, even just like being aware of it too, because then you can make, even if it's small changes gradually, like just being aware of it is very helpful.
Yeah. Okay, and you know what, one thing I will say, I haven't met a lot of people who have experienced this, but given just my past and stuff with addiction and alcohol and all those things, my brain really was kind of like fried after all of that. And this is why I went full carnivore, was to kind of rebalance everything. And what I had noticed when I went full carnivore is if I did have heavy carbs or sugar, the anxiety would be so bad. And people would literally laugh at me because sugar would give me anxiety, but like that was a real thing. And it just makes me wonder how many people like struggle with that, but don't even know that they struggle with it because these foods are just such an everyday part of their life, right? And so Kayla's right, it's that awareness piece. Like it's not everything at once, but that awareness is so important.
Yeah, small changes make a big difference over time. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this episode. We will be recording again in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that.
This has been Real Life, Real Talk. Bye!